Well, good morning everybody, and it is Friday, September 1st. We're having coffee on a Friday. Sorry we didn't have coffee last week because it's like one of the last few times that we can have coffee up north. But it was overcast. It was rainy and cool. It wasn't like cold, but it was cooler. And overcast, and it was just gloomy doomy. And my trailer, even though it has a lot of lighting, much more than my last trailer up there, if I don't have a lot of sunlight or indirect lighting coming in from Mother Nature, I can't videotape because I'm a little point and shoot 99 camera, because there's no external light source on the camera or in my room, and it's so dark and shadowy, and so I thought I'm just not even going to do it. I thought maybe I could set up a whole bunch I didn't even have lamps to set up, so I just thought you guys would understand. I was trying to get one coffee in up north if I could. You know how that goes, and you know how I am. So hope everybody's had a good month and got all your stuff done. Now that we're into September, my favorite time of year, which is fall. This morning I got up early and it was nice and cool and crisp outside and fresh. I love that fresh feeling outside. And since we've had such a rainy year, I feel so bad. Vortex. It's been a bad year for flooding in a lot of different parts of the state, and you have to feel really bad. And you know, if you're able to, it's lovely if you can donate some money to some of the funds to help the people or the communities or the puppy dogs. I know I get caught up in watching those Facebook animal videos that I'm sure that you guys have them in your feeds too and stuff, and then I sit there and I'll watch them for a half hour, an hour. And sometimes they're the happy fun ones, or sometimes there's, oh, and I want to start adopting all those dogs and stuff. We have two, that's all we can take care of. But if you're able, it's great if you can donate some money to help everybody out down south. So anywho, hope everybody had a lovely summer, because summer, even though it's not officially over, it is over for the season pretty much. You know, everybody's starting to wind down, starting to think about the end of the year. Labor Day weekend, my whole family. I think this is the very first up north holiday weekend it is that I have missed up there due to work. I have to work tomorrow, Saturday, and I thought, oh, I could sneak up Sunday morning, and I'll be too tired. If I got up there, it'd be by noon, and then I'd have to take a nap, and it would be nice to have the one evening with the family now, but then I got to come back Monday, and I can't pull her off, right? So I am staying home, having coffee with you guys. My husband's working some double shifts this weekend, too, because of help and stuff. So I thought I'd just touch base with you because next weekend is Mississippi Mayhem. And I'm going to pedal back a little bit from what we had coffee about last week. One, my shoulder we're still working on. We're trying to go a different route because the pain in my shoulder is like continuous 24/7 all the time. So they're kind of re-strategizing the therapy that they're doing with me and trying a little bit different route. And hopefully that will work. Since we started that this last week, the pain has cut down from like a 6 down to a 3 or 4, which is great. And I've been able to sleep some, so I'm very happy about that. So we're hoping that PT can work it out and at least make life bearable, so you're not in pain all the time, right? So that's going on with me. So I'm still trying to wait until I get that where it's comfortable so I can do tutorials. Because what are you waving around? I'm such a hand talker. So remember I said I was going to use my one mascara last week for eyebrow shadow, or eyebrow, when I do my vintage makeup stuff. But I said, oh, or maybe I'll get a pencil. Well, yeah, I did get a pencil. And when I think I'm going to do is like 2 separate tutorials. Maybe I'll do that, because since I can't do my thing with my arm and stuff because of my decreased mobility, I might just do a little video to show you all the makeup stuff I got. But one of them was, and this is from that Holiday Magic. Remember that line I was talking to you about? And I was talking about the 1960s vintage lipsticks, and I had gotten one and they were still usable. I know. I got the whole set of all the colors that she got, or she had at her eBay shop. So I have the whole set of Holiday Magic 1960 dead stock, never used lipsticks, and they're lovely. So I got those, and I was going to use that one Dawn one pancake makeup for my foundation. I thought, oh, it's, you know, it's kind of brownie, but I probably can get it to work. Well, no. Then I thought better that, yeah, I look like a Oompa Loompa if I did. So kind of kept my eyes on, because I'm always keep my eyes out for like bargain things on eBay. You know, I'll wait months and months and months until I see that there's a good enough deal for me to get. So another vintage brand is Tangy, and I believe this Tangy brand, you can still, they're still selling product, you know, just like Max Factor and all those old places. But I've never heard of this one. So this is another of the pancake makeups. And that was a little bit lighter, so I have one from them. And I'm not spending horrendous amounts of money on this stuff because I'm not gonna, because I'm probably not gonna. I might use it. You don't know. I might use it again. So that's the Tangy brand. I thought, well, that's not too bad. And then there's a steal video for Max Factor because the vintage Max Factor pancake makeup goes really expensive, and I got this for like $20. And it's kind of a peachy color. So I'm not sure, the first one that Dawn won was like too dark for me. So then I got these two, the Tangy and the Max Factor. And so I'm probably going to go with this for when I do my tutorial. But I am not going to, I promise, even though I'm looking at them, I did try my lipsticks. I've been looking at them. I'm not going to do them until we do the tutorial so we can do it all together. So I'm kind of looking at some YouTube videos on how to use pancake makeup. So I kind of know what I'm doing before I use that. I already have seen stuff on how to use the cake mascara and stuff. That's pretty dried out. I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, I was flinging around in my hand as I did open up the eyebrow pencil. And it was perfect. It's an auburn color, muted auburn. When my hair's different color all the time. What matched my hair at the time, because it's kind of a reddish brownish color, so it perfectly matched my last hair color. This one's a little bit darker, but I got a lot, and a lot means more than two. You know, a couple, or a lot is, you might get, a lot might be a 3 or 4 or whatever, or might be a lot of 2 also. But they had a lot of 1, 2, 6 of the eyebrow pencils and an eyebrow brush from Holiday Magic in its original packaging. I just love that. So I did open this up because I thought this has been sealed. I resharpened it and it works great. But I got the eyebrow pencil. I'll show you the back. I'll go through all this again when we do our tutorial thing, but there's the back of it. So I'm going to have a little giveaway when I do my vintage makeup tutorial, or either when I'm doing the tutorial or when I'm showing you the makeup, because I'm going to give away, because I don't need 6 of these, but the cost of, like, I found a vendor that sold one individually, and that would have been like $14 for the product and the shipping and handling, which is a little bit high, but that's a big eyebrow stick that will last you a while. A small, short, nubby one will cost you $5 nowadays. So I've got, how many did I say? I got 6 or whatever, but it came to like, so one solo one would have been like 10 plus shipping and handling, and I got all of those plus the shipping and handling for like $25. So it was a little more, it was about double the price, but you got like 6 and, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. And if it works, I will use it, because, you know, it's two-sided. It was the redder side that I showed you, and then there's a more muted side too, so you can like blend it, make it look more natural. So I'll keep what I want, and then I'm going to give one away. I don't need to keep all of them, because, you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a hoarder of stuff. So I'm going to give that away, and then give a couple other little makeup things. So that will probably be the only vintage one. But I have some extra The Balm eyeshadow palettes that I got super good deals on Holt Look. I'm not going to get through them, you know, have it sit around forever in a day, and you get, usually for me, a couple palettes that I'm using, but they last me so long, because when I work during the week, I wear very light makeup, just foundation, a little powder, and a little bit of eyeshadow, and that's it. I don't mess with the whole rest of it. So I thought I'd have a little makeup giveaway when I do 1 or 2 of my tutorials. That's down the line for me when I get to it. So that was updated. My shoulder and my feet are still peeling from my my booty thing. I had reposted that little section of talking about the booties because I thought, you know, I want to put that kind of like as a advisory message out to people that, you know, don't probably listen to my morning coffees, but would probably be looking for like callus removing booties on YouTube, and then they could look at that and go, oh, Lord, what? So I had contacted Walmart. They did call me back, which was great, and they also Facebook messaged me on that one Facebook link that I had put below. So they messaged me and said, hey, have you heard from the company Onyx Professionals yet? I said, no, I haven't, but it had only been like less than a week. Sent them an email, and I gave them like a good two more weeks after that, because I thought, you know, I know how it is with emails at work and whatever. I thought I'd give them, that I didn't hear anything. It was a month. It was a month. And my feet, you know, I had the primary awful peel. And that kind of subsided. Then I had another one. Now I'm like on my third peeling of my feet. And this one is still all over my feet. And it's a big old yucky mess. But it's not, and cracking a little bit. But not as bad as that primary one. So I sent them a very stern email about professionalism and quality and customer service and yada yada yada. Kept it very professional, and how, you know, you hate to contact the Better Business Bureau, that the companies would take pride into their products. On and on and on. And then next day I got an email back. I thought, was it because I said the Better Business Bureau? Is that why? Or were they concerned this time? I don't know. But they got back to me and they're like, if you would have done this, or maybe you had something. I'm like, no, I test products a little bit. You know, you put it on your skin, leave it. Any type of product, put it on your skin where you're going to use it in that area, you know, or somewhere. If it's on your face, behind, so it doesn't look, or legs, or on your feet off the side. You do a little spot test, but you leave it on 10 minutes, nothing, whatever. Okay, looks good. And I don't have sensitive feet whatsoever, because they said, oh, maybe it's because, and I'm like, no, I did a little spot test, and I do not have sensitive feet. So it is your product. So they said, you know, well, we're very sorry that you're not happy with our product. We have gotten other people that have put in complaints because of this product, which I'm sure they have. So they said, you know, Walmart would have gave me the money back for the foot thingies, right? It's gonna be a long coffee. And which was lovely. And I said it was like, wasn't that much. It was a small amount. I'm not gonna, which was very nice of them and very professional. Good customer service, Walmart. But the company says, you know, we'd like to send you a gift package of, you know, we want you to try our other products. And I did see a Facebook message from another gal who said they gave her a Walmart gift card, which is very nice, and a bunch of free stuff. So I'm like, yes, I will take your free stuff to compensate for the month of yucky feet that I've had and the pain and discomfort that I've been dealing with. It's like I got reptile feet or something. So I'm waiting to see how long it takes to get that package in the mail. So that's the follow-up on that. And then once I do see the follow-up on my little excerpt that I posted, I'll put a little comment on that video to say this is what the customer follow-up was on that. So that's backpedaling of what we had talked about with my vintage makeup and stuff. And 1 week from this morning, we will be heading out to go to Mississippi Mayhem. And I got it out my camper and I kind of redid my camper yet one more time, keep trying to downsize. I guess I'm trying to simplify my life. The less clutter you have, the less stress you have. You find, be it at work, I find that if I'm organized and decluttered and things are put away at work, makes your work day less stressful. So, you know, have that mantra from your home life too, that, you know, declutter, organize, it does de-stress, and it does make you feel better. You feel more content in your surroundings. So that's, I've been still going crazy on that. And then one of my subscribers gave me some links to some ladies that I've been kind of watching their stuff. They're like ultra uber organizers, you know. Some of them are like the ultra bin, they have like wall unit organizers, bin people, and I'm like, I don't have, for one, I don't have the room in my house to have like some big old bin system of what to organize stuff. I'm just purging and getting rid of, and I'm being very selective when I do my thrift shopping. Take a little cup of coffee. So I'm all ready for Mississippi Mayhem, and you know what? I should be organized and do a little bit of a packing video, just a little short. Can Mary do a short one? I think I can. A little short video of what I'm going to kind of take to Mississippi Mayhem, or maybe just show you a couple things, because I got a brand new vintage dress that fits me, and it fits me now the size that I'm in, and it's a beautiful, I'm looking at it over here, dusty blue, and I might have told you about it, I don't remember, dusty blue, like floral woodland print with little baby deer on it. Oh my god, it's adorable. So I thought I'm going to wear that for the day of the car show down at Mississippi Mayhem. And it's usually sweater weather, so I'll have to wear a little light sweater. I don't have a sweater that fits me. So I'm going to wear that. And anyway, I was watching Lisa Fremont Street, who I love. And I'm sure if you guys are into vintage stuff, because you're watching me because of that, everybody knows Lisa Fremont Street. And she is kind of like the grand dame of the true old-time vintage community and rockabilly stuff, and she's started really getting into the Nashville boogie. I guess she used to go to, and I know she did, she used to go to, what the heck, Viva Las Vegas, and she hasn't gone to that last couple of years, at least because of Nashville boogie. You can't do everything, right? So anyway, it was maybe a month ago, she had a little, I don't know, it wasn't a tutorial, Lord, what that's, not a show and tell, but you know, she's talking about this new store on Etsy she found, and made contact with the owner and stuff, and had a little giveaway, which was lovely and nice, and does custom stuff. And you know, I'll try to make my own, but who has time for that right now, right? And I have bought some from Lila Joe, that's an Etsy shop, and also some stuff from Bell Blossoms, and they have really cute stuff too. And these are all kind of common names in the vintage community for gals who make hair flowers, and there's a lot of them out there. So Lisa was talking about this poison design. I'm like, oh, that sounds like it might be a little bit too funky, but she'll do custom stuff, and she'll do anything. And she had a deal right now that if you like said, this is my limit, I want to spend $30, $40, $50 or whatever, she'll send you a surprise box. Well, I love stuff like that. I love it. It's very seldom in my life do I get surprises or surprise gifts or anything like that. Sometimes do it for yourself. I don't like surprises like, oh hey, we're coming over right now, we'll be there. I don't like those kind of surprises. I don't like drop-in guests. You think I would, but I don't. I like to be prepared and planned for everything. I like little surprises as of in gifts or stuff, or you're out and you're surprised because you run into somebody. But like for like, hey, we're coming over. What we have such a varied schedule in my household, and I never know what level of organization or cleanliness my house is going to be in. That I would be like, if somebody came over at a bad point where we'd all been working and the house looked like something blew up in it, I'd feel bad. I couldn't even sit down and have that good surprise visit with somebody because I'd be looking at my house. But you know, the thing is, and maybe I'm different this way, but I would hope not. I hope everybody is this way. If I would, and I guess I wouldn't just drop in on somebody. You know, I guess I wouldn't be, but if I stopped over to somebody's house, let's say, and their house was a disaster, I'm there to see them anyway. I don't care what your house looks like or your yard looks like or whatever. So I hope that all people look at life that way, but some people don't. Some people are kind of nitpicky, and then, you know, they're going to go back and, oh, I stopped by, because I've heard other people say this to me where they've gone somewhere, oh, and I stopped by their house and it was a disaster. And I'm like, we're not talking about me that way, right? If you stop in at somebody's house, you take it as is, and you just be quiet about it, because you're just popping in and you're there for the visit, you're there for the company. So I mean, if they're that, and nobody in my family is that way, I guess, and I guess most of the neighbors in this area aren't, so I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. But you've heard those people who've stopped over somebody, oh, and their house was a mess, and the kids are running, and they'll say, and I'm just like, you know, it's not about the surrounding, it's about the people, and it's about the visits and conversations. So people talk that way, you kind of want, oh, I guess I know I'll get to a certain point in my life when I'll say, you know, that's not kind of nice to say, aren't you there to see them? But I don't. It runs in my head, and I'll come back and I'll say, you know, I don't really appreciate so-and-so was saying this about so-and-so to my husband, but I would never say it to their face. Wouldn't that be something to say that? I said, once I get to a certain age and stuff, maybe, and I'm like, sometimes I'll say, oh, sometimes older people are crabby. No, they're not. Maybe they're just like tired of biting their tongue all their lives and think, you know what, I'm going to speak up, I'm going to say something. You're not very nice. You shouldn't say that. Or if you feel that way, don't pop in. You take people as they are. How do I get off on that? I don't know. So I have, like I said, I keep talking about all this stuff, and like I said, if you have aches or pains, you do know that, boy, it slows you down, it takes the energy out of you, just to get your stuff done in your house. Like I said, since she has been, I'm putting my eyebrows on, since she has been working and doing this different thing on my shoulder, not, and we're not as aggressive with like me doing my home stretches and exercises, because Marsha, my PT lady, said that, she goes, I think we might be overdoing it and aggravating that shoulder more than we're helping it. So she said, just take it easy and don't do it as much, because I was doing stuff every single hour with my shoulder, because I'm like, I'll get this thing fixed, right? So she says, let's take it easy, keep it to light, and then we're going more of a like ultrasound, traction, rolling muscle loosening route. What that would be called. So we're going to try this for a couple weeks and see how that goes. I mean, I could deal with the fact that the shoulder was frozen if I didn't have the pain all the time. And, you know, I'm ibuprofen and Tylenol all the time to keep the inflammation and pain down to manageable. The only time it really gets you, when you, for any of you who've had frozen shoulder, is when you're sleeping. Because I guess you're busy, you know, and your mind's on other things. But when you're laying there in bed, just trying to relax and zen out, you have a frozen shoulder, it doesn't matter if you lay on the good side, the bad side, your back, or however you lay it, it affects this whole shoulder region sometimes. Even if you're laying on your good shoulder, then you have to have this shoulder in a certain position. So it's kind of wackadoodle, but so we're going to try that route. Gosh, fingers, I don't have to have that manipulation again if I don't have to have it, but I can only deal with this stuff so long. And I'm like almost into 1 year from the start of when I was having discomfort until right now. So it's been a year in October. But sometimes this whole frozen shoulder thing can take up to 3 years. Oh. And I got trips next year. You know, we're planning Viva, well, it's booked. We got that all booked. We got that going, and then we're hoping to get to Hawaii somehow next year with our families who are strewn all over. It would be Christy, my husband, myself, my son Seth, Zach, who lives down in Texas. And Zach, and my son is not in the area where any of the flooding is, or he lives central Texas, southwest of Dallas, so he's not in that area, and he's not in Texas right now anyway. He's at this festival, and it's called the Burning Man, and it's in Nevada, and it's kind of, I don't know, Google it. I can't really explain it. It's a festival, but there's not like, and it's huge. I think there's like, they said 70,000-80,000 people go to this, and it's big, out in the middle of the desert, camp, tent out, hippie type fest, because there's no money exchanges, and it's not bartering either, but you gift, like, I would like this water. Well, you know, you don't barter, like, I'll give you 3 of these for that. It's like, I will give you the shirt off my back. And I guess it looks like a big, and I'm not putting anybody down, but it looks like a big old, what mine would be, a big old hippie fest. I don't know, there's like music, and my son's into like this, where they do the fire shows, and he plays the drum. You know, you look at your kids and kind of stuff like, you know, what they're into, and it's just like, you just can't wrap your head around what their little niche in life is, or what they, you know, everybody has their passion. You know, my passion is family, of course, and stuff, and camping and fishing and vintage stuff, and my vintage camper stuff, and you know, you have your own passions in life, and when your child has one that you just can't wrap your head around, you know, and you want to hear about what they're doing in life, and you're just like, they'll explain things sometimes, and you're just like, what are you talking about? You know, like my so he's kind of into like a little bit of music, a little bit of this type of alternative art type of stuff with fire and dancing. I don't know. I've seen videos and I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen on TV, like when people go to Hawaii and they'll have the Hawaiian dancers doing like fire things. It's kind of on that realm of things, but it's not like Hawaiian, of course. And they might wear costumey type things, or they might wear, anything. It's just different. So, you know, he's kind of really into music and that, and he's a big nature lover and loves being outside and stuff. But Texas is really kicking him because he's more of a winter snowboarder type of guy, and he'll be down there for a year or two. He might be able to transfer to Austin, I think, but he wants, you know, his company's all over the United States, so I think he's looking at going towards Oregon, which I think he'd be much more happy with the climate, the weather and stuff. He's just not he didn't like the hot weather up in here in Wisconsin. I can't imagine what it's like down there for him, but he's adjusting to all that. So, and he's doing good, and he's flourishing with his new job and everything, and settling, which makes my mother very happy. And my older son's doing some job transitioning stuff that I'll talk to you about when that's kind of all fruitioned out and detailed out and stuff. But, you know, and he loves to buy stuff, get it like for low cost or cheap, fix it all up. It might be motorcycles, it might be lawnmowers, it might be snow blowers, it might be, I mean, just whatever type of thing you can think of like that, in that realm of stuff. Yeah, he said four-wheelers too, yeah. And he'll get them and he'll fix them all up and make them nice and refurbish them out, and then he sells them. But he doesn't sell it to make money. He'll sell it for his purchase price and all the money that he's put into it, and that's his hobby. He doesn't do it to make money. He just loves it. He's a very hands-on guy. He just likes to get stuff and fix it up, and then, you know, the whole, you know, people come over and they buy stuff, and then that's kind of a barter thing. And sometimes, you know, they come down to something to buy like one item, and Seth will say, hey, you know, I have this, I'll throw that in free. I mean, he's just a super nice guy, and he just loves to fix stuff, and he loves to do the turnover and stuff. That's his hobby. He loves doing that. So, you know, everybody has their passion and love. So whatever yours is, you know, explore that. And sometimes, like I said, you have to find time in your life to do that, because we get so busy living our lives and working and stuff. You got to make time for yourself and make time for family and make time for things that you love. So that's what kind of I'm doing today. I was going to go up in town and pay some bills, but everybody's closed today. So, and I had a lovely hairdresser in town that I used at, her name was Jessie, and she was at Always Pure, and I loved her, and she did a super great job. But I just can't get up there, you know, with her shop hours in Ellsworth, my work hours, and I work the opposite way. It just didn't work. So I found this great new lady, and I'll be right back because I got her card. I wanted to tell you about her. So I had just heard the shop's name before, because, you know, there's lots of hairstylists out there, and you kind of Facebook and kind of Google things and whatever, and it looked like it had some ladies that worked there that weren't like fresh out of school, because a lot of times I've gone to girls, you know, when I couldn't get into my regular gal uptown, I went to Great Clips, and I've gotten wonderful haircuts from Great Clips or any of those chain places too. You know, my son goes there all the time. But my last one, I went in there, you know, she didn't know what a midi cut was. I'm like, okay. And then I explained to her, and I showed her a diagram of it, and I talked her through it, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. And twice during the process of getting my hair done, she stopped to take phone calls, I think, from her, the way it sounded from the conversation, from her children. And she was like yelling at her kids on the phone about something, and that happened twice, where she completely stopped, and it wasn't about anything urgent or emergency, or, because you can understand that. I'm a mom. I get how that stuff rolls. It was just silliness of, you know, whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm sitting in your chair here, and they don't make a lot of money at those shops, and I know that. I always tip well. Even if I get a bad haircut, I tip pretty decent, just because I know they don't make a lot, and I know it's based on, they have a base salary, and they get they live off of tips pretty much, you know, because what they make per hour usually isn't a lot. So even if I get a bad haircut, I'll tip them pretty decent. If I get a real good one, they're going to get a 50% tip sometimes, because I appreciate it so much. So it was a bad haircut, and then, so anyway, I thought, I'm not going to do that route. I have to find somebody. And I have drove past this shop before, and I heard the name of the shop from somebody years back and stuff. And I was kind of looking in Lake City for something, and I thought, oh no, I'm kind of a Red Wing gal. It's kind of midpoint, and it's easy if I do want to have somebody regular. I'm not going to run down to Lake City either. I want somebody who's centrally hubbed for me. So I called him in. I was lucky. I said, hey, do you happen to have an opening today? Yep. Went in, and it was called Hair Associates, and it was in Red Wing. And I had Betty, which is kind of funny because my mom's name was Beth, but they called her Betty. So I thought, oh, I didn't realize that until after the cut. You know, I was like chit-chatting, and showed her a diagram of the haircut, showed her a picture of how I wear my hair and what I wanted with the layers and stuff, and she did a fantastic job. And she cleaned up what the previous hairstylist had done to my hair, and I had done a little self-trim in there too, because I was just trying to fix it, and it was just awful. But she did a great job. So I will be going back to her, and like I said, it's called Hair Associates, and it is on 503 Bush Street in Red Wing, and she was Betty. She was wonderful. I found a new gal. I feel so bad about leaving my old gal, but when you're working and stuff, you have to find something that, you know, works for you, convenient, and she's awesome. Great gal. I'll be going back. So I got my hair cut because it was bad, and I thought I got that Mississippi Mayhem next week, and I thought I'm going to be wet setting my hair, and I haven't been doing as many wet sets just because of my arm and stuff. But I will for that because I will want to have a nice wet set that will last through the whole weekend. Because if you do a wet set, and I know a Vintage Vanity, Jennifer, her channel, she did like the 3 days of a wet set. And I think I'll do that too because, and I think I saw another gal do that, because everybody styles their hair different, wears it different, and what they do during those 3 days is different. So I think I'm going to do a little series on that too. Oh, I wish my eye would get better. I got all these things I want to do, and work is going to kind of be calming down again. And one of our great employees, and I'm sad about this, his name was Zane, and he really helped me with my transition and teaching me stuff at the Lake City lab when I started there. It was very patient. Here's the saying, I have never seen somebody so patient. Really knows his job well, and very meticulous and very detailed and very black and white to the book. And you ask him something and he'll, it's in the procedure manual. I'm like, I know, but I don't got time right now. I'm saying, just tell me and I will look at it later. But he really was great during the transition of learning, because I was to the point where I didn't even like, this is a computer, how do you turn it on? I did not turn a computer on, stuff like that, of course. But like the whole concept, I look back at some of my first notes that I wrote when I was in there, because I have a little notebook. I'm like, oh my God, I was a sad camper when I started there, and it was painful. I was doubting that first 3 months, as you know, many times, that if I'm going to be able to get with the groove here. And Zane and everybody there was wonderful, but Zane was really good and was very clear and concise. And when he explained something, it was in a verbiage that I could understand, or if I said, I don't know what you're talking about, he made sure I knew what it was. So anyway, he gave his notice here a few weeks back, and he moved back to his homeland of Wyoming with his family and kids to live on a little piece of land of his dad's ranch, and got a job in a local hospital. And, you know, they moved out here and they didn't have any family, or, you know, of course you always make friends and stuff when you move somewhere new, but, you know, it's hard to be. Wyoming, that's a long ways away, and I think her family was from Texas. So, you know, it's a good thing, because, you know, and good for those people that can do that, but I said it's great to have the support of family. So, you know, good luck to Zane, and he doesn't need any luck. They're going to do wonderfully out there, and they're going to get a little piece of land on the family ranch and build a house, and I wish them all the best and all the luck. But thanks, Zane, for all your help. But a super cute family, adorable family. So like I said, I'm happy for them. But like, so he left. He kind of was like a rock in that lab for many things and stuff. So we're all going through the transition of trying to, we're never going to ever replace him, but, you know, trying to like claw our way out of him not being there and figure it out. And I've kind of taken over the things that he was looking over in the hematology department and stuff, and trying to get my groove down. I've already called technical support to help me with one little thing, but they were great. And when I call technical support for anything at work, I'll say, pretend that the person you're talking to doesn't know what a computer is, and let's start there and help me from that point. Because sometimes they would go, I'm like, nope, don't know what you're talking. And I will be very honest. Back in the day, you kind of like wouldn't say anything and try to figure it out yourself. If I don't understand something, or it's not in a verbiage that I know what they're talking about, I say, I don't know what you're talking about. And if they say it again, and I'll say, nope, I still do not know what you're talking about, until I can understand it. It just saves you the stress. You know, swallow your pride and just say, no, I can't, I'm clueless. It'll save you a lot in the long run. So we've had that transition at work and stuff. I am everywhere today, ain't I? So, like I said, I'm always so hopeful when I have my coffees with you that I get things organized and get going, because fall's here. And I'm like all excited. I even have like all my last, I don't know, 5 or 6 months purchases and gifts and things on my bed right in front of me. My lovely made bed, which is nice. To do a little, here's my recent vintage haul of stuff. To get that all done for you, but there's only so many hours a day, and you have to do your housework, and you have to do your everyday stuff. So we'll all get to it eventually. And for the people who said, I miss your morning coffees, I've had to watch your old ones, I'm sorry. I feel so bad about that. You know, I know my favorite YouTubers that I follow, you're kind of like, if they don't put out a video for a while, you're like, God, I miss them and I want a new video, you know. So that's so nice when there's a little thing down below in the comment that will pop up on your feed saying, hey, so-and-so has made a new video, or it will pop up on your, like the stuff you subscribe to, the little, on my phone. Does it do that on the computer? I don't know. They'll like have new videos listed, and sometimes I'll like miss stuff and I'll pedal back. I'm like, oh, I missed that. I didn't know she did that video, because you get so busy. But it's so nice about YouTube, unlike the, well, I guess if you got TV and stuff, you can tape stuff, but you can pedal back, and when you have time, and then I'll binge catch up on all my favorite YouTubers and stuff. But I guess like everybody does that, so I'm very sorry. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. And I have a new critiquer on my videos, and I can't remember what her name was, but she's very good about going through my videos and correcting me, which I don't mind. You know, I'm not 100%. I was talking about, it was an old review that I had did a year ago, and I thought it was on Jessica Alba's shampoo line or something, and it wasn't. It was Alba Botanicals, which is not part of her Honest company. And I'm like, yeah, that you're probably right. I just guesstimated that. You know, I'm not a and there's some YouTubers that, you know, I give them props for. They like do research, and they're like, I don't. If I didn't work full time plus, I maybe could get into more. But like I said, I'm just a chit chat gal. I'll sit down with stuff, and if I make mistakes or I'm not completely correct with my product information, like, you know, I guess you can see the bottle, like there right on the bottle it said all the botanicals. Not sorry about that. I guess I should look into stuff more, but I don't. That's just the way that's the way I am at home, not at work. I'm very meticulous at work, but I just kind of like don't have enough meticulousness to get through to my personal life, I guess. So if you see something, hey, put it down in the comment section. Say, no, Mary, I think it's this, or I think it's that, or whatever. I don't mind. And then if you're correct, I'll look into it. I'm like, yeah, hey, you were right. I was way off. Or sometimes, you know, like, I'll say, oh, yep, that is what it is. I mean, even though it looks like this or like that, you know. So, welcome new subscriber, and thank you for correcting my many videos lately. And that's okay, because like I'm human, and like I said, I don't research my stuff. And Stephanie Nicole, I think she does like makeup stuff. Oh Lord, she is the most detailed makeup analysis guru that I have ever seen, where she is so analytical, and plus she gives you personal opinions and stuff, and I just love her for some stuff. I am kind of like, I'm not makeuped out, I guess, but I finally, through this little last couple of years of searching for my cruelty-free products, have finally found stuff that works, that I like. Sometimes I guess I could chit-chat and show you what I found that is cruelty-free, that works with my combination rosacea skin. And I found some low-end stuff, I found some high-end stuff, and I'm probably I could share them with you sometime, but I'm kind of like, I'm done. Okay, I found the stuff I like, and I'm not like, I like makeup, but I'm not like, oh, crazy about makeup. So I found the products, finally, that I like, that replaced the stuff that wasn't cruelty-free in my life. That was a big change to get rid of. Oh, Lord, that was a big change, but so glad I did it, you know, just to be more conscious about that type of stuff with the animal testing. And I haven't gone vegan because some of the products might have, not like they have animal fats or something in them, but if it has any type of beeswax in it, that's not vegan. But they're not hurting the bee. I mean, they're harvesting it, and so I'm not that way. I mean, it can have beeswax in it. I wouldn't want any animal products in it. Of course, I wouldn't buy that, but to be like 100% vegan, I don't think it can have beeswax in it either, I don't think. So I think some of my stuff, especially my Burt's Bee stuff, has beeswax in it. So I'd be vegan up to the point that if there's beeswax, I will take the beeswax. The bees are okay, because they do that where they cultivate the bees and the hives and all that and stuff. So they're taking care of the bees. They're not just like taking them and killing them or something, you know. So if it's beeswax, I'll do it. But I would never do it if it had any like animal oil, that products are derivatives from an animal in it. And you have to, I think that some eyeshadows, the sparkly or glittery stuff, did I read this? I could be making this up too. They use fish scales, but it's not like they're killing the fish just for the fish scales, for the I make up the fishes being caught for the food of that, you know, so I'd be okay with that too, because it's not like they're killing it just for the makeup. It's a byproduct of the harvest of the fish for food. And I'm not vegetarian. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I do eat red meat, and I do eat fish, and I do eat chicken. But I tell you, you start watching some of the stuff on YouTube, and I can see why people go that way, but humans are carnivores. Front-facing eyes, we eat meat. So, anywho, that's all that's going on. I've just been everywhere. I have not been, but my coffees are never organized. One thing I don't do, and I don't think I ever will do, I do make notes once in a while, is I don't want to ever like have planned out who. Do you ever do that? Would you ever go over to somebody's house and think, oh, I'm going to make a list of things I want to talk to them about? No, so that's the way I am too. I just sit down. I will sometimes watch my last videos because I try not to repeat myself, but I do. But just like you have conversations or coffees with people, you repeat yourself. You know, like I know, like me and my husband, well, we live together and stuff. You're like, yeah, honey, you've told me that twice already. Oh, did I? Yeah. So I mean, like coffees are like that too. So I guess sometimes I will repeat myself, but I try not to repeat myself if like. But I don't want to ever get to the point where I don't want to have a script, or I'm like, who does that? Life isn't scripted, or coffees visits aren't scripted. So I just sit down and, like I said, I'll sometimes watch my last video so I don't repeat myself, because sometimes you think, oh, I never told that person something, and it's like, yeah, you did tell me that. So I try not to do that, but I know I do. I know I repeat myself sometimes in our morning coffees, or talk about something that I've already talked about, or like, oh, I got this brand new thing, and like, I've already told you about it. That's just the way it is. So, did I ever finish what I was talking about? The Poison Designs things? No, I think I went on a tirade about something else. Lisa Fremont Street and stuff. Anyway, so I was watching one. Sorry. I don't know if I finished my story or not. So I was watching one of Lisa Fremont Street's videos, and she's talking about this, and I have that new dress. So then I think I started talking about my dress, and then did I get off on a tangent? I don't know. Who knows? So I custom ordered a flower from her company, just to try a different company. Lisa recommended it. I thought, you know, she like, that's how I found out about Bell Blossoms, and I just loved it. So I thought, okay, so I contacted this, and she has I think I contacted her off of Instagram, and then you can buy it through Instagram too. But then we did a connection to her Etsy shop, and it's called Poison Design. So I wanted a custom-made hair flower to go with my new funky novelty print deer dress to wear to Mississippi Mayhem. I think I did tell you that. I don't know. So, and then I got the big box of all this other stuff for the goodie box. Yes, I did tell you that. Sorry. And I don't edit that out. You know, I know a lot of the YouTube gals do editing. Edit all the time. I just don't. Because sometimes you'll say something and you will repeat it in the same conversation. So anyway, I'm going to do a little thing after I have done coffee with you and I do some stuff around my house. I'm going to do a little, I'm going to show you the Poison Design stuff I got. That is one goal I do have today. All of my lovely things that I have gotten for the last how many months. I'll show you when I get to it. You guys understand. Thank you. And that's all. Ready for Mississippi Mayhem. And I did purchase, I don't think I told you this, I purchased it's not down, but it is like a fiber fill bed topper to put in my camper. So with my shoulder, you got to have some cushion, and it's this one. You have to have some cushion and give when you lay down. Otherwise, oh, you wake up miserable. You wake up so stiff and sore. So I picked up a mattress topper to put on to the top of the thing, and I have my camper 95% ready to roll. I have the bed pre-made up. It's not a rally per se, so you don't have to have it set for show, you know, where you have to have everything pristine and stuff. It's an old car show, so us camper rally people are just there to have fun. And, you know, people look around and look at them, but it's not like a thing where you have to have it staged. And I last night just ordered a new exterior rug, and it's not vintage. We had two before, but they were the rubber backed, and if it rained or got wet, oh my God, they're heavy and they're cumbersome. So I've seen a couple of the vintage campers have these little, and they're made out of like vinyl or plastic. And they're a woven plastic, but they're super lightweight. And if it does rain or whatever, and you shook it off, it would dry right away because it doesn't soak into the fibers. It would just be wet. You shake it off, it would be dry in no time. And muddy, you can just hose it off with soap and water to clean it. So I thought the two big rugs that I have to be done. They're just too big, too cumbersome. And I got this one, and I think it's a 9 by 12. And if I absolutely fell in love with it, I'd get another one for that. But I think 9 by 12 would be be plenty big enough for the camper, and it's beige. So it's not vintage or retro, but you know, it's utilitarian, right? So because you have to have something, because sometimes it's a nice grassy place where your campers, and sometimes it's not so nice. You want something nice to walk around, because I walk around, you know me, I like to walk around barefoot. So when you get up in the camper, I'll get outside and do stuff, and I don't have to gear up my shoes and put my shoes on. I want to be able to just walk outside on my mat. So that's supposed to, because I ordered that through Amazon Prime. So that will be here on Saturday. So that will be nice. We'll be ready to roll. And then we only pack like a couple coolers of ice. So we have ice here cocktails, because you can't buy ice there. The only thing they serve for beverages are malt beverages, so wine coolers and beer. I don't think there's even any wine per se. There might be like little flights of wine maybe. So we like to have a nice couple, like, you know, fancy cocktails when we're down there and stuff. And not my husband, he's a beer drinker. I do. So I'll take my little like mini martini bar, maybe, which has vodka and gin in it, and vermouth. And I'll probably bring like one little extra mixer if I want to do like a little side drink. And then we'll bring like a little snack basket of granola bars, some fruit, some cheese, crackers like that. But we'll eat there on the grounds. But you always want to have a little snacky, because sure enough, at the end of a night, I go back and have a snack, because stuff does shut down. So this year we're planning to, because there's stuff we didn't see last year. They have burlesque bingo, so we want to do that. And they have, I don't know what it's called, but the hot rods have the pipes with the flames out the back end. They do that. I think they have like a little motorized bicycle race. We didn't see that, and we didn't see the dance contest. Last year we kind of saw the bands. We walked around, because it was our first year, just kind of feeling things out. And then we saw the Miss Mayhem pageant. So this year we're going to do some other things. So, because you can't do it. I suppose you could try to do everything, but we kind of like to be chilled too, because it's kind of our little 2-day getaway. We come back on Sunday, but you know, 2 days is better than none, right? So next time we have coffee, I will be talking about what we did at Mississippi Mayhem and stuff. So I'm going to end this lovely little coffee with you. Sorry I repeated myself, which I know I did. It was nice catching up. Thank you for all your patience. Thank you for your corrections. I appreciate those also. And till we have coffee again, everybody take care. September is here. It's my favorite time of the year. I will try like always to get going and get some of this stuff done. I wish I had more time. I was just talking to my supervisor. I'm going to throw this in. I was talking to my supervisor, and they're talking about the rehire and this and that, and who's 0.8 and who's 1.0, which is full-time. And I said, I would love to go to 0.8, which is 4 days a week. I said, I would love it. I would jump on it. I'll take it. I want it. So I'm hoping when they do this new hire, one of the people that work at the lab, Jerry, wants to go from 0.8 to 1.0. And then the new hire replacing Zane is a 1.0, which is full-time. So they're in this 0.8 position, which is 4 days a week. I would love that. I think oh my God, I could get my head wrapped around life a little bit better. I'd have time for home life a little more, because it's a tasking job there, and it does suck a lot of your energy, or it does me at my age. So I'd love to go to 4 days a week, and I can totally swing it financially, and it wouldn't really affect my benefits or anything. So hopefully in the spring that I can go to 0.8 and 4 days a week, man. I tell you, that would be a stress alleviator for me. So everybody take care till we have coffee next time, and we'll be talking about what went on at Mississippi Mayhem. So I have that, and then I have 3 more weekends up north, and it is like a little wine festival the second week in September, or the third, because it would be the third. The fourth weekend is the big harvest festival that my cousin Christy and me and my nephew and his girlfriend and their kids are all going to go up for it. And it's like it's a wine and an apple orchard festival, lots and lots of stuff, of fall related items that weekend. We'll do that. And the very last weekend of September, my husband is going to try to get away, and we're going to go up north, and it will be camper close up for the interior cleanup stuff. And then I'll give my brother Donnie my keys, and he'll do my system sewer draining antifreeze part of it, and I'll just give him some money to do that, because I have to work all the next 2. Everybody take care. Thanks for this rambling coffee that we had this morning until we have coffee again. Hopefully it's always sooner than later. Take care, everybody.